G'day everyone! My name's Charlotte and I'm the Southern Brown Bandicoot Outreach Officer at Royal Botanic Gardens, Victoria. I'm really lucky to work in a beautiful place called Cranbourne Gardens, which is home to loads of precious plants and cute and curious critters. We even have some special endangered species like the Southern Brown Bandicoot. Bandicoots are brown, furry creatures, about the size of a rabbit, with a long, pointy nose, little round ears, a big round bottom, a short, stumpy tail, and big digging feet. They help to keep the soil healthy and make sure that the wonderful plants at Cranbourne Gardens grow big and strong. Today though, I'm not at the gardens. I'm at home in my backyard. And while I love going to the gardens to see the funky flowers and the tall trees, the bouncy bandicoots and the chilled out kangaroos, there are lots of creatures I can find at home, more than you'd think. What's in your backyard? Some grass, trees, toys, a sand pit, a dog, a vegetable patch, chickens? Are there any plants? You see, the things that are in your backyard will help you figure out what animals might be visiting when you're not looking. If animals are visiting, it's because your backyard is on their way somewhere, or because it provides something nice for them to eat, or somewhere comfy to rest. Our animals rely on plants for things to eat and for places to rest or to nest. In my backyard, the flowers on this grevillea are always busy, with bees and wattlebirds and noisy miners all coming down to have a tasty snack. The birds nest in the taller trees and come down here to eat. The tall trees are also really helpful for possums and insect-eating bats to have somewhere to rest. Big strappy plants are great for lots of different critters. When you have lots of these all together, it creates a nice hidey hole for small furry critters like the Southern Brown Bandicoot. But you know what? My favourite creatures, the possums and bats and bandicoots, they come out to play at night, when I'm in bed. How do I know where they've been? How can you tell which branch a bird likes to sit on? Which backyard has a dog? Where a rabbit has dug a burrow? They leave behind traces, like poo. I'm going to show you some common poos that we find around Cranbourne Gardens and that you might find in a backyard. Here we have some bandicoot poo. See how it sparkles in the sun because of all the little beetles it's been eating? The ringtail possum poo. It's very small and nice and consistent. This one's brushtail possum poo. It's a bit bigger and longer. And this one is rabbit poo. You can see all of that tasty grass and leaves in there. A little bit easier than identifying poo is looking at tracks. You might see some footprints. They can help us to figure out who has been to visit. At Cranbourne Gardens, we lay out patches of sand so that we can see what animals have been passing through the gardens.
And there's front feet prints on those two, and again 2 back ones as they hop forward, sort of like a rabbit, but this one's not a rabbit. This is the prints of a Southern Brown Bandicoot, and he's made his way all the way across our sand pad and off into the Cranbourne bushland on the other side.
And you can do this at home too. You can set up one of these sand pads to see what critters have been walking around in your backyard. The first step is to find a good place to put your sand pad. Little creatures like bandicoots, rats and lizards like to scurry or crawl along edges and between patches of nice dense plants where they feel safe. So I'm going to put my sand pad near this big grass. All you need to do is put some sand there and make it nice and smooth. Come back in the morning and see if anyone has been to visit. You might not see anything after one night, and rain might wash away the tracks, so keep trying. Of course, if you have a sand pit, you probably don't need to make one of these at all. Just smooth out your sand at night and see if anything has changed in the morning. So, if you find something, what do you do? If you've found some tracks, you might want to identify them. Here are some animal footprints that you might find in Victoria. Fox, cat, dog, bandicoot, possum, rat, lizard, snake, not a footprint but close, wallaby, or kangaroo prints. If you know what you've found, or even if you're not sure, you can put it on iNaturalist. It's a really easy to use app and website where you can upload photos of animals, plants and fungi that you've seen, or even pictures of their poo or tracks, and people will help you to identify them. The information from iNaturalist goes into a big map of where living things are in Australia and helps scientists and governments to make better decisions about how to help our environment. Please let us know what you find. Happy exploring!